Geek Week News. We're going to be doing all Star Wars news today, and we mentioned it before when Disney first bought Star Wars, but the final nail is in the coffin. The expanded universe is no longer
I am
canon.
extra disappointed about this.
Why?
Okay, the first time I heard it, I thought, okay, great. Disney has bought them. They're going to get a lot more inclusion in there. They're going to get some people of color. They're going to get some women because Disney loves their princesses. And it turns out that's not actually what they're doing when it comes to the actual casting. That makes me feel very sad for the new expanded universe. Because the expanded universe, every time I tell someone, I'm not a princess or a prostitute, so, you know, Lucas made it pretty clear that he's not interested in me being part of his universe. They would say, no, the expanded universe is where it's at. The expanded universe that they are now completely throwing out so that they can, what, make room for having one princess and one prostitute in the future show?
See, I don't. They now decided that all the expanded universe is considered fan fiction. I think that is a huge loss to the Star Wars universe.
It's insulting because I mean, a lot of these are written by professional authors that were paid real money for it, et cetera, et cetera.
Timothy Zahn, it's just fan fiction now. Good luck. But I get why they're doing it because they really want to start the new Star Wars sagas with a fresh take that they're not tied down by what everybody knows and loves, like the Thrawn trilogy and everything that comes after that. You can do it in a way
that's less insulting, though.
Well, what would your explanation to be how to do it then?
Okay, I think that if they came forward and specifically said, the reason we're doing this is that we want to be more inclusive, we want to get rid of maybe the creepy incest vibe from some of the earliest books, and then we also want to make it a place that everybody can play. And instead they're like, nope, all those things that you people liked, gone now. Just the way it was done, it wasn't handled well, in my opinion.
So, leads us to our next Geek Week News story. The new expanded universe, okay? The movies are going to kick it off, but now they're really doing kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So Battlefront 3 is going to be part of canon. It's going to tie into the whole universe. Rebels is doing the same thing. They're keeping Clone Wars. But my question is what about the books that took place during the movie, like Shadow of the Empire? There's no way I will allow you to not make Shadows of the Empire not canon.
I think they're going to ditch it. They might tell the same story in the new expanded universe, but I don't think they're going to use any of the books from I mean, mostly it's a financial decision. They want to make sure that they own the copyright and trademark to every single thing that has Star Wars just branded into its ass. We all know that.
I want Star Wars branded on my ass. Maybe I should go do that later.
You could do that. You know, we're in Austin. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, so the new expanded universe is being created from scratch, and I'm wondering,
I wish it had been created from scratch in the 90s. I think if it had been created from scratch in the 90s, we would have ended up with a fantastic, inclusive, expanded universe. And the way that they're doing it now with just, there's just so much animosity towards the participation of women and people of color for that matter. I mean, come on. Look at the new core cast. Just look at them.
So I'm wondering if they're going to kind of reimagine some of the expanded universe, because some of it's just way too good. Like, I keep saying the Thrawn trilogy, which I avoided for the longest time. Fantastic. But let's tweak it up some so it's not quite so ludicrous. Are they going to kind of?
I think not ludicrous is going to be in their wheelbarrow.
Not ludicrous. Come on. So who knows? Maybe they're working up something really spectacular.
Or maybe they just really want to make a lot of money by making sure that they've got a cohesive unit that they will own from the beginning.
Which I don't see a problem with that. Which leads us to our next Geek Week News story. This week, the cast of the new movie was announced.
Yay.
The bulk of the cast. They're not done, but this is the bulk of the cast.
We might get another Mothma. Yay! I'm so honored.
Now, see, my problem with this point is you have an issue that there's only one female in a core group of 4, which was Han, Luke, Leia, and Chewie. And
then there was the entire rest of the universe for the first movies.
There was, if you look at the prequel trilogies, there's plenty of female characters in the rest of the universe, okay?
Please have fun naming them.
So, you have a problem with this, but you don't have a problem with the fact that there's no female Ninja Turtle, or the fact that, you know, you look at any of the other major franchises, and it's made to be what it is. It doesn't have to be all-inclusive.
I disagree with you. Star Wars is such a large cultural phenomenon that there is absolutely no excuse whatsoever for them saying, no, this is a boys-only club. Ladies, stay away.
They're not saying it's a boys-only club, but
no,
their
they're
stories
saying that you can have one person that you're allowed to put on a pedestal, or, again, the princess or prostitute thing going on, and that's it. Here's the thing about it. It is, again, such a huge cultural phenomenon that when you have boys watching this and not watching anything else, this is what they're going to imprint on as the right idea for the way that you treat and interact with women.
So you're saying everything out there should be that way?
No, I'm saying anything that has this large of a cultural imprint that is that significant should. There's no reason for it not to. It does not actually hurt the stories in any way, shape, or form to have a female fighter pilot. How would it damage things to have a female fighter pilot, or heaven forbid, a black or Hispanic guy in there that isn't
had
some sort of,
Hispanic guys in there.
that isn't a horrible racial caricature?
Anyways,
How would it hurt? Tell me how.
It wouldn't hurt. But if the stories they're telling, the casting that they get can't fill that up, then you get what you get.
Are you claiming that there are no actresses worthy of being in Star Wars? Are you
I'm
claiming
not
that there are
saying
no
that at
people
all.
of color that would be
when
any
they
good
did the
in this?
original trilogy, it was a very different time when they made it. Today,
Yes.
yeah, they should maybe put, all inclusive.
Thank you so much
But-
for acknowledging that maybe very soon, half the population of the United States will not be white.
But also, half that population doesn't mind the way it is.
I disagree with that.
I disagree with that.
It is so nice to be that white of a male that you can stand there and say,
Once again-
oh, all the women and people of color don't actually care.
No, they do care. But not all of them think the exact same way. They don't look for that reason to make points and poke at and say, oh, why can't you choose? Why can't you? We don't know what the story's going to be. We don't know what the characters are going to be.
But we do know that. Oh, that is true. We do know that they have started from the beginning, though, of setting demeaning roles when everyone had such high expectations.
You don't know that because they haven't announced the rest of the cast. You're already jumping to conclusions saying there's one black guy, one woman, everybody else is white.
I really hope that they can prove me wrong, that they will have some significant meaty characters. I hope that the fact that there are people talking about this on the internet going, dude, you can do better. Seriously, J.J. Abrams, you can do better than this, will make him go, oh,
All the people I read on the internet like the casting.
Wow, because you exist in a little white dude bubble,
I don't
you?
exist in a little white dude bubble.
Yes, you do. You love your tiny little white dude
I
bubble.
do not love my little tiny white dude bubble. There's not enough space in here, so I've been expanding. And everyone I read enjoys the casting. They enjoy the casting.
See, this is one of the fascinating. Let's a little thing about Facebook and where you're getting most of your news.
Oh, I'm not getting most stuff. I'm getting off actual sites.
It becomes the actual
And actual
sites.
news sites. And you know, right? I'm reading.
It's fascinating because the places that I've gone, almost everyone has said, seriously?
So we obviously
Seriously?
cruise very different places. Because places
Yes.
I go, they're like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. Which we'll get into that later on with our guests as we go all Star Wars talk. We're going to wrap up with the last Geek Week news story, which is kind of interesting. They announced Disney Infinity 2.0, and we all knew when they announced it, they said it's going to include Marvel and Star Wars.
Which is going to be interesting, yes.
Going to be very interesting. So they, pushing Marvel because of, the whole summer movie superhero things. But it's only a matter of time before we can have little Luke Skywalker fighting little Mr. Incredible, fighting Mike Wazowski. It's just that I hear nothing but good things about Disney Infinity, and it came out when I bought the Xbox One, and it's not compatible. Well, 2.0 is compatible with next-gen systems, backwards compatible characters. We're going to make an army of stuff to fight in Star Wars. Like, we're going to put, Donald Duck in a freaking X-Wing and let him blow up Goofy or something. I mean, we're going to have so much fun with this.
I think it's a great idea because it does let you cross over with these various universes and play.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I think is missing with a lot of things. I mean, so many people will segregate their toys out and be like, oh, well, you can only play with this and you can only play with this. I think this is an area where you're going to be surprised by what some of the girls are putting in their X-Wings.
I'm not surprised by it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay if the girls are doing it, but if a boy decided that, never mind. We're going to move along now.